Spoštovana gospa predsednica, draga Vjosa, ekscelenca.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen.
Potem, ko sem leta 2018 obiskal Prištino,
After having visited Pristina back in 2018, it was my official visit to Kosovo, and today the President, with the delegation, has honored that with her visit, a two-day visit here in Slovenia. I would like to extend our warmest welcome to our Kosovo friends. Both formally and informally, we have discussed. There will be further talks during this two-day visit. By the way, we also have laid the friendship bench, and we are going to discuss all the things that matter to bilateral relations between two countries. And we will also come up with a joint view of the perspective of the region. My introduction will be a rather short one, and same goes for Mrs. Osmani. And then we will be available for your questions. Let's start with bilateral issues. Relationships between Slovenia and Kosovo are excellent. They're excellent in political, economic, cultural, and human aspects. As you know, back in the 80s, Slovenia supported very much, as I was saying, Slovenia supported very much the efforts of Kosovo to become an independent state. We helped in any way we could, even at a time where it was a very demanding thing here in the region.
Thank you.
We now have marvelous relationships, and this is how we want to continue with the President. As regards our view of the Western Balkans, we share the same views. Both states, both governments have the same views. A peaceful, secure perspective for the region is in European and Euro-Atlantic integrations. When talking about the future of Western Balkans, particularly after the end of the Brussels meeting, I said that I can be very open and honest when I say that I don't know what will be the impact of the Ukraine war for the perspective of this region. It can have a good impact because the Ukraine war will be a sobering moment for everybody, so that everybody is going to strive to solve problems in a peaceful manner. And maybe we will see more possibilities for a Euro-Atlantic perspective. However, the war in Ukraine could also deteriorate the situation in the region, particularly if there was a feeling among the leaders in the region that the EU does not have a great concern when it comes to geopolitical role of the region as it should have. This less interest for the region could encourage some old forces and introduce unrest that nobody really wants to see in the region. This is why President and I agreed that all leaders, also within the Brdo-Briuni initiative that will take place on the 12th of September, we have to do everything we can to solve any open issues, any views where we differ, so that people will understand that the European perspective is achievable, that it is real. We should also prepare our partners, our friends in Brussels. We must help them see what the political weight of this region is, so that they will not lag behind with their decisions. Also, in the light of decisions that concern Bosnia and Herzegovina and the entire region, a report maybe should be prepared about the readiness of these states to continue with the Euro-Atlantic path. Maybe still in this year, some open issues can be resolved, issues that are present in the region. And my final thought, to a certain extent, we can be concerned due to the consequences of the Ukraine war on the situation in the region, but at the same time, we as leaders must do everything we can to offer a different perspective, a European perspective, a Euro-Atlantic perspective. The possibility is there. We'll have to make every effort, show wisdom, and in the hope that this is going to happen, President and I talked about our common role. Thank you. The floor is yours, Madam.
President Pahor, thank you so much. Dear Borut, dear members of the delegations, dear representatives of the media, I'm honored to visit the Republic of Slovenia here as president of your very friendly neighbor, the Republic of Kosovo. As we all know, we share a very long history, but more than that, we share a very sincere and heartfelt relationship. And at this time, perhaps even more importantly, we share a common future. Slovenia has long been a great supporter of the Kosovo people, from the time of political activism on behalf of our oppressed people for more than 30 years, including your very personal contribution. Then to now, the path today towards Euro-Atlantic integration, our two nations have gone from strength to strength, individually as well as together. Slovenia is an amazing example of what can be achieved through economic progress and Euro-Atlantic integration. And it doesn't just fare well regionally, it is a shining example of democracy and state building post-independence on the global stage. This is why we have asked for Slovenia's experience, as well as its backing, for our bid for membership in international organizations, starting with the Council of Europe, which is a very recent application of our country, but also its continuous backing, because Slovenia continues to be a strong voice for visa liberalization for the people of Kosovo, as well as our impending application for EU candidacy status. Aside from our excellent state-to-state relations, I want to take a moment to personally thank President Pahor for your commitment to our region, Mr. President. Historically, President Pahor has been someone who not only understands but proactively supports the progress, the peace, as well as prosperity of all the Western Balkans, and particularly of my country, Kosovo, and for this we remain extremely grateful. Today, during our bilateral meeting, we naturally discussed developments in our continent as well as our region, more specifically. We are very much determined to send a very clear message here today that we stand firm and we stand united against the Russian aggression against Ukraine, or anytime and anywhere. I can confidently say that this unprovoked war has not just united Europe, but it has also ensured the bond between democratic nations, big or small, such as our two countries, to become even more firmly ingrained. But this visit isn't just about developments in our continents. This visit is also in support of jump-starting the deepening of our bilateral relationship and cooperation. So today I was delighted to discuss the potential for deepening economic and business cooperation, as well as in other areas, given the great support as well as the very high level of investment that Slovenia has made in our country for years. Our two countries have had an excellent mutual understanding and respect as a starting point, alongside an active Kosovar diaspora that lives here in beautiful Slovenia, and that is why I believe that we will be even more successful in strengthening our cooperation. I've also informed the President that I will be rewarding the Slovenian Army with a Presidential Medal for their contribution in Kosovo as part of the NATO mission. Almost 10,000 Slovenian soldiers have contributed to peace and security in Kosovo for these past 2 decades, and today I will be awarding them this medal as a sign of gratitude on behalf of all the people of Kosovo. Mr. President, at these very incredible and challenging times for security in Europe, it's crucial that we also celebrate the alliance's successes and recognize the contribution of individual member states and the fact that their actions have enabled the people of my young republic to live freely and achieve their potential in an independent and sovereign country. So thank you once again, Mr. President, for everything you've done and continue to do. I thank all of Slovenia, the people of Slovenia and its leadership for always standing by us And I want to say once again that I look forward to see the relationship between our two countries to grow and flourish even further. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Madam President. So, vprašanja? Is there any question?
Jam Venera Gjollaj për RTK-s. Presidente, përmendet bashkëpunimin e mirë ndërmjet dy vendeve. Sa keni marrë mbështetjen sot për drejt rrugtimit që do ta bëjë Kosova, keni përmendur në fund të vitit për aplikimin për antarësim në organizata të ndryshme ndërkombëtare. Ndërkaq për presidentin, cili do të jetë bashkëpunimi konkret në fushën e ekonomisë, sepse edhe kjo është teksuar se të dy vendet qëndrojnë mirë në bashkëpunimin në fushën e ekonomisë. Faleminderit.
I think we should have 8 recessions.
Внимание нудили Kosovo, такова gospodarstvom tudi pri podpori njeni integraciji in liberalizaciji in zbliževanju Evropski zvezi. Tako kot do sedaj ali so ta poglabljena vaša prizadevanja, vaše države še dodatno podkrepljena in dodatno se boste pri tem prizadevali, da čim prej pristopimo k omenjenim zvezam.
Evropska unija je utemeljena na spravi, demokraciji, vladavini prava in vseh ostalih vrednotah od medijske svobode do sožitja naprej. Vrata so odprta državam, ki so sposobne uveljaviti te vrednosti in vrednote. Tudi Kosovo, tako kot vse ostale države, bodo morale po zahtevnem postopku pogajanj uveljaviti ta pričakovanja, če želi Kosovo vstopiti v Evropsko unijo. Slovenija si prizadeva, da bi Kosovo v domači politiki bilo čim prej in čim bolj uspešno pri uveljavitvi teh temeljnih vrednot. V zunanji, v evropski politiki pa bomo stali ob strani pri tem, da bomo prvič od naših prijateljev, partnerjev, zaveznikov v Evropski uniji pričakovali, da se obljubljeno izpolni. Tukaj omenjam vizumsko liberalizacijo. Dogovor o tem je bil že dosežen in bi bilo nepošteno, da se o tem doseženem dogovoru znova pogovarjamo. Prav tako si želimo, in gospa predsednica to dobro ve, da bi se obudil, okrepil dialog med Prištino in Beogradom. Slovenija, ki je prijateljica z obema državama, si želi, da bi bil ta dialog iskren, da bi dal rezultate, ne samo z sporazumi, ampak tudi z njihovo uveljavitvijo, da bi se v bistvu obudilo tisto upanje iz začetka tega procesa, kjer sem bil tudi navzoč, ki bi dalo upanje ne samo ljudem na Kosovo in v Srbiji, ampak vsem v Zahodnem Balkanu, vsem ljudem, da je mogoče po mirni poti rešiti še tako zahtevna vprašanja. Tretjič, zelo podpiram zamisel, željo, voljo obeh strani, čeprav razumem v pogajalskem procesu med Prištino in Beogradom, da se uredi vprašanje pogrešanih oseb. Mislim, da je to vprašanje tako simbolne kot stvarne narave, kot vedno, in to naši poznavalci dobro vedo. Vedno opozarjam, da na Zahodnem Balkanu med ostalimi ukrepi za evropsko perspektivo pogrešam ta proces sprave. No, ta projekt, ki smo mu zdaj priča in se zdi, da je zelo blizu neke rešitve, bi lahko izpolnil ravno ta visoka pričakovanja. Skratka, hočem reči, da ima Kosovo v Sloveniji prijatelja, tudi mi želimo imeti na Kosovu prijatelja, mislim, da si za to iskreno prizadevamo, vemo, da se sem in tja znajdemo tudi v situaciji, ko imamo morda glede kakšnih stvari različna mnenja, se o tem odkrito pogovorimo, si pa moramo vsi skupaj prizadevati, še enkrat bi rad to posebej poudaril, si moramo vsi odkrito prizadevati, da v teh zelo zapletenih, kompleksnih mednarodnih okoliščinah na Zahodnem Balkanu
so that in
okrepimo,
this
ne samo obdržimo, okrepimo mir
situation
in
in the
varnost.
Western Balkans, we will maintain
Zato se
and
morajo vsi
strengthen
vzdržati
peace and
vsakih
security.
izjav in ravnanj,
Therefore,
ki bi porušili medsebojno zaupanje v
everybody
to, da
should
smo to sposobni
refrain
storiti.
from activities or statements that would destroy this delicate balance.
Just to say a few words, perhaps, because, Mr. President, you answered most of it. I think the answer is also on how Slovenia has acted before, and that is in full support of Kosovo. In every single membership bid that we've had since 2008, Slovenia has not only voted in favor, but also has supported us along the process. So obviously now, Slovenia is one of the strongest voices within the European Union when it comes to visa liberalization for Kosovo, but also, I would say, in a larger sense, when it comes to the integration and enlargement of the EU towards the Western Balkans, which is of a strategic importance and interest for the entire European Union, because a Europe whole, free, and at peace will never be a Europe whole, free, and at peace without the Western Balkans. So I want to only express my sincere gratitude to President Pahor, to the government of Slovenia, and to everyone from this country that has continuously supported us, and for your willingness to continue that support for our membership bid in all international organizations where we apply, but mostly for our Euro-Atlantic path, because it is the vision of our people, and for us it has been the only path in which we had ever walked, and it will be the only path in which we will ever walk in the future as well.
Hvala. Še kakšno vprašanje?
Any further questions? Yes, go ahead.
Torej, Marta Razboršek, TV Slovenija. Mene zanima, kdaj se bodo nadaljevala pogajanja s Srbijo, torej Priština-Beograd. Zanima me pa tudi to, v bistvu, vi ste podprli kandidaturo Ukrajine v Evropski uniji, sami niste dobili do zdaj niti te vizumske liberalizacije, oziroma kdaj jo pričakujete?
But you have not received anything, not even the visa liberalization. When do you expect to get that?
When it comes to the dialogue between Kosovo and Serbia, in fact, the process is ongoing. There have been ongoing talks at the level of chief negotiators, and very soon, I believe during July, but this depends on the European Union intermediaries, we will also have a meeting at the leaders level. But the process has been ongoing, it has been constant, it has been very dynamic, and it has also resulted with an agreement on the energy roadmap, which is, I think, quite an important breakthrough in the process. And there are positive developments on the agreement on enforced disappearance, which is an important path towards peace and reconciliation in the entire region. But Kosovo has, during this entire process, shown that it is constructive, it is actively engaged, and every proposal that we have put forward has only contributed to more peace and more stability and long-lasting solutions for the entire region. So we will continue with that constructive approach in the future as well. When it comes to the candidate status for Ukraine and your question on our support, honestly, how could we not? How could we not be supportive of the candidate status for Ukraine? The people of Ukraine today, just like the people of Kosovo 23 years ago, are putting their lives on the front to defend the very values that lie at the foundations on which the European Union was built. And for that reason, I believe that they have shown that that's where they belong, in the European Union. And we are fully supportive of this path, both for Ukraine and Moldova. Moreover, because I think through that decision, the European Union has shown to the rest of the world that they see our countries as a geostrategic interest. So obviously there's a lot of disappointment that that decision was not also taken when it comes to the Western Balkans on the 23rd of June. Nevertheless, for us, as the most pro-European, as the most pro-NATO country on earth, not just in our region, nothing can take us away from that path. No matter how difficult it is, no matter how many hurdles on the way, we will never give up. We are the #1 reformers on the region. We are miles ahead of many countries when it comes to reforms on rule of law, protection of human rights, developing and strengthening our democracy. So no matter how hard it is, no matter the disappointments in the way, nothing can take us away from our Euro-Atlantic integration and from the strong spirit that pushes us ahead in making sure that we realize the full potential of our country and our people as true Europeans. As an EU believer, you have to continue to defend the EU values, and that's exactly what we do. We really do hope that also with the support of Slovenia, we will have the issue of visa liberalization concluded once and forever during the Czech presidency, a great friend of our people. Because, as President Pahor mentioned, we have fulfilled the criteria 4 years ago. There's absolutely no reason, and it's absolutely unacceptable for Kosovo to reopen the process. The Commission has reconfirmed that we have fulfilled the conditions. The European Parliament has overwhelmingly, in its vote twice, reconfirmed that we have fulfilled the conditions. Now it's up to the Member States to finalize and conclude this process, which is a great injustice towards the people of Kosovo. So we do expect this to be done in the next couple of months. But as I said, no matter the hurdles, no matter the difficulties, we will continue to walk on that path as true Europeans.
Mislim, da smo vsi tukaj v regiji in ob njej zadovoljni z odločitvijo Evropskega sveta 23. junija, da sta Ukrajina in Moldavija dobili status kandidatk. Razočarani, da se ni nič premaknilo glede Zahodnega Balkana, vendar zaradi pobude glede Bosne in Hercegovine je bila odprta razprava, ki je privedla do tega, da je v zaključkih srečanja nekaj, kar je zelo pomembno in morda spodbudno. To pa je naloga Evropske komisiji, da jeseni pripravi poročilo o integracijskih procesih na Zahodnem Balkanu, zlasti z osredotočenjem na Bosno in Hercegovino, ampak za vse države. Zato smo se z Vjosom in z ostalimi se pogovarjam, da bi 12. septembra, ko bo srečanje vrha Brdo-Briuni v Sloveniji, da bi v deklaraciji prišli do zelo jasnih zaključkov, seveda na osnovi konsenza, ki bodo na nek način skupaj pozvali Evropsko komisijo še pred njenim zasedanjem in njenimi zaključki, kaj in kako na Zahodnem Balkanu pričakujemo glede prihodnjih ravnanj Evropske komisije. V tem smislu preprosto se moramo naprej in naprej modro, potrpežljivo truditi, da Zahodni Balkan ostane na radarju Evropske komisije, Evropske unije. Mislim, da za to so priložnosti, razumemo tudi razloge, zakaj to ni bilo storjeno 23. junija. Moram pa na koncu, če smem s tem zaključiti, vendarle reči še enkrat to, kar vedno verjamem, če in koliko bodo voditelji na Zahodnem Balkanu znali sami reševati nekatere dvostranske in multilateralne probleme, toliko bolj bo ta prostor atraktiven tudi za Evropsko unijo. Če kakšno vprašanje? Ne? Hvala.